I do this shit for Vegas. About to shut the world down. World domination. World ain't ready for the town. We are in abomination.
What's going on, people? We are back at it again with the Budtenders podcast. It is me, Jarrell, and of course, I got my road dog, my partner in crime, Rocky. What's going on?
Jarrell, what's going on, man? It's been a great day today. Gotta say, we're running in. It's very close to the holidays. Christmas is right around the corner.
Yes, it is.
We just finished celebrating Hanukkah with all our wonderful constituents at the normal meeting, which was freaking amazing. Awesome. Wasn't that great?
It was great.
Mistlestone, it was wonderful. So I'm really excited. I'm going to stay in the moment of the holidays because I'm super excited about our guest that we have on today. Oh. And it's one of my it's one of my really good dear friends, Charly from Just Go Suck It.
Yes,
hello.
Welcome.
Thank you so much. Or should I say, hi?
Okay, Charly. That's some
shit there.
She did. Charly was so excited about coming onto the podcast. She brought champagne and all kinds of wonderful things. She just brought the party with her. That's why you have to love Charly, man. I fucking love that, Charly.
Well, it's appreciation. You know, you opened up your entire realm to me. The least I could do is thank you for it.
Yeah, and we're gonna show people how much you are appreciated by explaining this Just Go Suck It that you have going on. And we're gonna get to that.
Thank you.
But first, how did you get started in this cannabis industry?
As a business or as a habitual problem?
It's never a problem.
It's never a problem.
It's
well,
always
when
a
you
solution.
run out, you have an issue.
Oh yeah, it is. True. So when did you get started in the business?
Mm-hmm. Actually, it happened really quick. It was at the end of 2018, and I kept looking at my cart graveyard, and it was just driving me nuts because as a stay-at-home mom, that here, why don't you smoke this away?
Go ahead.
It was, I just couldn't throw all that money away. At the time, carts were really expensive. You know, you were paying $150, $175 for a full gram cart. And you could still pay those prices for some good premium cannabis oil. And I just couldn't throw it away. And like most vape users, we end up getting a little tired, or we get a clogged mouthpiece, or you take it off to charge it sometimes, and when you go to put it back on again, it doesn't activate, and now you have this faulty cart. So it was piling up and up and up, and I said, I just can't waste that money.
Yeah. And when you first decided to, so Just Go Suck It, basically what this system does is it sucks out the remainder. Everybody has this problem. So I know you're going to be sitting at home listening to this podcast being like, I know exactly what she's talking about. You have a vape cart, you spend a shit ton of money on it, and then you have a quarter of the vape cart still stuck in your vape and it doesn't want to come out no matter what you do.
That's right.
So this is like a system that you use to suck out the remainder of that oil and put it into another cartridge that's functioning. That way you can continue to smoke the rest of your cart, because in all honesty, that's thousands of dollars a year for cart smokers.
Absolutely. At the end of the year, for sure. Sure. And you know what else is interesting is I've learned that oil starts to evaporate. So even if you end up saving it, you're losing it one way or another. Plus, with the way that the cartridges are designed now, there's a series of holes at the bottom. And once the oil goes below the holes, you don't really get a strong draw anymore.
Right.
Excuse me. So you find people will double up on their heat and they have to hit it really hard, but most of that's air and just a small percentage of oil. So they're now burning through their oil. They're not getting the good hit of medicine that they've paid for. So they take it off and they throw it into the cart graveyard.
Yeah, I've done it so many times.
Absolutely, yeah.
No lie. I mean, if you smoke vape carts, this has happened to you. Unless you are the unicorn in the industry that's never got it. I need to know you. You could be on the podcast, Unicorn. I love you. But for me, but for me, that's a constant issue. So when I'm going to tell you, and you're probably not going to know this, Charly, this is going to be a nice little fun fact for Charly. The first time I met Charly was a few years back. I know she's probably not going to know that too. It was at, I do believe, Las Vegas. You had a table and you were selling Just Go Suck It. And I thought to and I remember saying to myself, and I think I told the people that I was with, I think Joel was there, that I needed to go back to that booth.
So could it have been Champs?
Champs.
Yes.
I think it was Champs.
I am hashtag champion for Champs.
Yeah.
I
So not
love
Glass.
Champs.
Let me
Yes.
correct that. It was Champs.
Champs, champion for Champs.
Yeah.
Actually, Champs as a show itself has been really good to Just Go Suck It. We've never been able to actually afford to go all of the days, and it sells out so quick. So I started to go onto the waiting list, and what happens is I can pull a day or maybe two, and with the Delta 8 crisis just this year, there was a lot of new booths available. So I ended up getting in there for like 3 days. It's amazing. I picked up a distributor too, which I hope to sign by the end of the year.
That's fantastic, and that's what that's all about. And I think when you have companies that help other people in the industry, that's so dynamic. There's no loss of money on either end. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what people think is going to happen, is that you're limiting the space of how much money people can make in this industry. And for me, it's not enough. I don't give a shit if there was one of these suckers like Jewel, I'm in Chicago. Jewel Osco.
No.
But if I was at CVS, right? If this was like CVS and there was one like on every third block or some shit, it wouldn't bother me. I still think that there would still be enough to go around for everyone.
Like 7-Elevens.
Absolutely.
What's that?
Like 7-Elevens.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, don't they
And
thrive?
gas stations.
You'll see them across the street from each other, like the 7-Eleven over here, 7-Eleven over here, and they're both making money.
And then look at this, right? I know you guys remember this shit, but do you remember when the Simpsons took over that 7-Eleven situation? It was like a cross.
I do not.
Yeah. So they turned all these special
sorry.
7-Elevens into like, what do they call Quickie Marts?
The Quickie Marts, and they used to sell like the special Homer Simpson donuts, and I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, they
I
fit
must research.
But see, what I'm saying is, those two companies, although big, do not need each other. They are on super different medias.
Mm-hmm.
Like, one of them is TV, and one of them is food. Like, it's two totally different things, right? But you can do things that go hand in hand and make an incredible amount of money. It's more dynamic that way. I don't even understand how anybody can think any other way.
I think the special thing about Just Go Suck It is that you found a void in the industry and filled it. Because you was like, you know what, I got all these carts that don't work. I need to do something with it. And you figured it out, and now everybody has a solution to that problem.
That's a great solution.
Yeah,
Thank you.
like
Thank
that's
you
the
for the
great
compliment.
thing, for sure. Yeah.
I really appreciate that. I am a serial inventor by trade for the last 40 years. Actually, the first thing, I put a bike together when I was 8 years old, and I ended up getting a paper route because I put that bike together.
Nice.
And that was my first job.
Right.
So I created the thing that I needed to get a job.
Yep.
And it's just kind of always been that way. I have quite a few impressive things under my belt we'll talk about one day.
Yeah, I'm curious to see that. Yeah.
You gotta
Lots
know
to
it.
talk about. Lots to talk about.
What? And not
Confirmation.
and not only is it a good idea, like a really good invention, the packaging is smart.
Yeah.
By the way, because you can utilize
Solid.
the packaging to actually use the product.
Yeah, because you say it's the workstation right here, right?
Yeah, may I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome.
please do.
So, I'm going to move. I don't know how that's going to adjust
you're
the
good.
sound. I apologize. So, what's really interesting, our original Just Go Suck It was launched, it was 2 years ago. So, Christmas Eve 2 years ago, Bloom was our first place. Our first location was a dispensary. I was really proud. So this went on the shelf, and it's fantastic. As you were mentioning, it's a good solid box, and it's child-proof. So it's hard for people to find this, apparently. You should see the videos I found. You push the button in. Push the button in, and the box slides out. And this was a really solid design. And I don't know how much packaging you've seen, but usually your packaging on the inside is going to be white or black. Very rarely are you going to get color. But I just wanted to go the extra mile with everything with this product.
Right.
This product was made for people like me. And people like me, we couldn't afford the best, but we deserve the best. And I'm not going to let a little bit of oil, even if it's 20 cents or 40 cents. Well, maybe 40 cents I'll let go. Right. But you
it
know,
adds up.
the math is there. The math is there. And if you can save a half cart, you're spending $100, then at a $25 suggested retail, I might have to raise the price.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And it's reusable. So when you put it up on the shelf, you can put it anywhere, and it's not going to look like paraphernalia laying around.
That's true too, because it is a really attractive box. Now, people, I know that you're going to open it. Sometimes people might open it because with RSO, people see RSO and they're immediately like, "Oh my God, what do you do with that? You're going to shoot that up?"
What's RSO?
RSO is like an edible to like the 10th power. No, it's a very potent edible that's used for people who want to be comfortable. A lot of cancer patients use it for pain management.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rick Simpson oil.
Yes.
I got it.
Yeah, sorry, I should have said that.
Acronyms. I'm catching up.
Yeah.
I'm new to the business, folks. I'm still raw.
But yeah, this is like, do you ever get any feedback about the syringe portion of it?
I'll have to tell you, and I think this is hysterical. The most feedback I get about the syringe is our promo pens.
Oh my God.
The promo pens, right?
Yes.
So I'm a pen junkie. So I made sure that it was a good ballpoint. You have them, you
Yes.
use them, right?
Yes.
This is a good, solid pen. And I thought to take away the stigma from a needle and all of that stuff, it's like, look how playful it could be. So I made a pen. There's a place up here that you would push to detach or bring it back in. And it's fantastic. And we labeled it, Just Go Suck It. I think the white looks better than the black. So feel free to DM me if you want free black ones. I'll send them to you in large quantities.
Yes.
Convention giveaways.
1 per customer. I'm gonna clear it for Charly. 1 per customer.
Nah, I'm feeling happy this holiday season.
Aw.
We need to.
I want to tell you though about these pens. A lot of the clients, even dispensary clients, have thought that this was our actual product.
I did too. You gave it to me, and I was like, well, shouldn't there be like the needle? Because I kind of understood.
The needle's so short.
Yeah.
The
The reason why I knew exactly what it was about was when you buy, sometimes when you used to buy, back in the day when you bought the actual atomizer with the oil in it, or just the syringes,
Mm-hmm.
they'll give you the piece that screws on the bottom so that you could fill your own.
Yes.
Yeah, right? So they have
Yes.
that. So that's very similar, but it's definitely a totally different design because you knew you were limited. You were never going to get to the bottom with that needle.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Not even to fill it, sometimes you have to like sit it there and let it wait
Yes.
till it fell to the bottom. So that you could
Actually,
fill
it's
it.
interesting that you would say that because I also take Just Go Suck It and turn it into Just Go Push It. And what I do is the plunger is patented, actually. And you're not going to find this in any other product that's on the shelves today. When you get these and they're brand new, these O-rings on the inside are going to be really tight because they're new. So as you're using your application, you apply a little bit of heat. Heat is your friend with everything with this product. But the idea is you take this out and you take your applicator and you put it on top and you push it into here. And then you're going to use that heat. Again, everything's with heat. Use the little bit of heat to get that little bit that's stuck. Remember, it's all about getting the leftover oil out.
Right.
So the applicator is no exception.
Yeah.
Right? So a little bit of heat, it drains out. Then you take this, when you're inserting and exerting the plunger, always make sure that it is open. Do you see how it opens and closes when you turn it?
Yes.
Right? This is kind of cool. And this is what makes this a patented and very special needle because it changes the way it's opened. So when you open it up, it becomes smaller and it allows easier movement.
Okay.
So once it's in there, you want to tighten it down for it to lock the air.
Right.
Right? And then what you would do is your oil's in here from your applicator, and you would take your Just Go Suck It provided reusable cart. And I love this workspace, and we'll talk about that in a second. Just Go Suck It 2.0. And you would just stick it in here, and you would fill it right up.
Yes. And the needle gets all the way down there too.
And what's also great is you start at the bottom, because the thing about Just Go Suck It, as you were mentioning, Rocky, is that this specially designed needle goes all the way between the atomizer and the wall. So see how it scrapes all the way at the bottom?
Yes.
It gets every single speck of that oil out.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yes.
And then you put it into your reusable cart that's provided over and over again. I call this the, oh my gosh, the paycheck's not in, I'm jonesing, where are all of those cart leftovers?
Well,
you're not going to use this every day like some people do,
Yeah.
but the general person is probably going to use it like every 6 weeks.
Just something. Let me get this out of here to get by until payday kind of thing.
Well, you clean up your mess, unless you get a gram cart of your favorite Maui Wowie or your Rove product. Rove products. Shout out to Rove. There's really good products out there, and the carts are getting better,
yes.
but you're always going to have an issue.
Now, I know you recommended using a hair dryer to like loosen up the oil.
Yes.
How long do you have to keep that hair dryer?
Well, that's going to depend on your oil.
Okay.
So some oil is going to have a thicker element to it or viscosity to it. So the thing about this new design, what I showed you before was our first version of Just Go Suck It. We upgraded. Our new box has QR codes that will lead you to our website so you can see instructional video on how to use it. We've added instructions on the outside of the box. So even if you're at a dispensary and somebody goes, "What's that?" they're able to pick it up and say, "Oh, heat, suck, push, enjoy." Trash is back to treasure. It's self-explanatory even for a stoner, right? And then we have some compliments on the back and why this product was even invented.
Yeah.
And of course, to make it easy to be sold all around the world, I ended up customizing this cool syringe-shaped QR code or custom Yummy Stone.
Logo.
UPC.
Oh, UPC.
UPC, right?
Okay, got you. Okay, I see. Yeah, that's very cute.
Because you wouldn't think to look there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
That's
to help
clever.
keep track of inventory.
That's clever.
But the thing that's great about this go around is that not only do you have the included needle with this glass syringe, but we gave 2 additional needles and this additional workspace. And as I was saying before about going ahead and taking your faulty cart, keep it on the battery stick, take the lid off. You already have your syringe. Oh, next time we get together, we'll do a demo.
Oh,
Okay.
Okay?
Well,
I know we were a little short of time.
Yeah, no worries. I was gonna ask though, do you ever get anything about like the heat with the actual battery? Because I was questioning that as well.
Actually, you're nowhere close to the battery. When you're heating it up, there's actually a 1/4 inch here. And the way, this is another reason why I ask you to use the hair dryer as opposed to the torch.
Right.
You don't want to use the torch because we have plastic elements here. And your torch is going to end up melting that, and it's going to be trash.
Right.
This is a lure lock, so when it goes together, it's nice and tight because your oil is going to cool really quick.
Right.
So you want to work fast.
Right.
And of course, you're going to store oil in your needle as well as in this little mechanism, which again, you go to your blow dryer.
Okay, gotcha. So
Yeah.
it's not, the heat is not
Pull
so
it out.
intense, but enough to get that viscosity going. Yes. What's nice about that box, folks, is if you purchase one, don't throw that away. Because everybody needs, the reason why most of the time you get clogs is because it lays sideways or some shit happens and it clogs up or you can't pull through.
Yeah.
Or that oil's not going anywhere.
Draw it all the way through, folks.
Yeah.
Continue to draw after you release your battery.
And you can leave your battery on this here, like this, and just keep your battery with the actual atomizer face up so that you don't have to worry about like sucking through or waiting for it to fall.
I was gonna say, like, even if you're not using like the Just Go Suck It, you can use your leave your pin here.
That's
so
right.
the oil stays level and doesn't get to the side. So
Yeah.
it's multi-purpose.
And you can store your other carts here. Because because usually when you go to get your cart deals, at least in this city, it's like a buy one get one, or it's two or whatever, right? So I like to change out my carts, and that's why I get a lot of faulty cartridges, because that mechanism can't stand to be untied or tied back in. La la la. So, but don't worry, I have my own batteries coming next year. Yes, they're going to be awesome. So I look forward to showing those on the podcast next time.
So, you're always welcome.
So next
bring
time we'll
all
do
the
demos
things
and swag.
Fuck yeah.
Oh, this actually is made from KML art, and it's normally a bong.
What?
It's a water bong, but I broke it.
Oh, I'm
a blonde. I broke it, so I turned it into my daily drink. But it's amazing because as opposed to having a big bong that ends up getting all that resin collected, you can clean it out each time, and the water stays so cold. Mm-hmm. You throw your ice in there, it'll stay cold for hours. You know? And it's easy to clean.
And
throw it
folks,
into the dishwasher.
This is how we do with business, right? We added KML art to the mix. She got us some trays.
Shout out, Kenny.
Shout out to Kenny. love her. Yeah, no, this is amazing. When I saw this, I was a little jealous, man. I was like, wait a minute. Jesco, and then to find out, Kenny. What? I mean, hello.
Cheers
is this? Is this turned into a bong?
Mm-hmm.
Mind blown. Love it.
Actually, it started as a coffee mug. It turned into a bong thanks to her creativity. And after I broke it, it went back into a coffee cup or ice cup or beer
So
holder.
this is where you inhaled from, right? And it probably had a piece that went down.
It's actually really cool. It's a big, it's a rubber piece that comes out, and it's flat, so you don't have to.
Oh, nice.
You know, the tops of bongs are kind of precocious to me because the way that you, it's a little. I don't know.
It's a lot. Well, see, I think I feel the same way.
It's just kind of weird.
But I always put suck my lips inside the sucker because it's like, oh my
Do you
god.
see what I mean?
Yeah, that's
if
why
it's
I
too
don't.
big, then you have to go on the outside, and you're like, that doesn't feel right. It's just. Don't get me started on this again. This is ridiculous, you guys.
So I think it needed to be said. I think it's a common concern for most fucking bong users.
I'm serious.
Best quality for sure. So you're gonna have the batteries coming up. You just redesigned your packaging, right? Is that new packaging?
Yes, this is brand new packaging. I'm very proud of this.
If somebody wants to buy this retail, what would this cost a person retail?
We're retailing at $25, and then you can go over to Tattoos and Smoke. You could go to Euphoria Wellness, Planet 13 are our two big dispensaries right now. But I'll tell you, we just got in there in July, and I've had to restock 3 times.
Nice.
Yes. We're being well received. I'm very proud. Because you know what? At the end of the day, we're recycling oil. You know, these people paid good money for that.
For sure.
You know, it belongs to them. It belongs to them. And it's no fault on the oil maker. It's no fault on any of the companies because there's always a percentage of everything that goes wrong, even in robotics, with humans for sure. That seems to be a higher and higher percentage nowadays, but I guess that's a different subject.
A lot of people don't understand that in business. If you're not on the end of like owning a business, it's tough to relate to what's going on. And as a consumer, your mind is just not set up that way because you're actually paying the money, right? You're not getting the money, right?
Sure.
You're paying the money, but people don't realize that it's not just getting the money. There's 100 million steps. There are regulations. There's all kinds of shit that you have to think about. Licensing work every time. You know what I mean? You have to insurance.
Try and find a bank account.
Oh, forget it.
That's a whole other episode. Just so people will know, like, where can they find the products?
We're in smoke shops actually all around the country. So you could go to justgosuckit.com and we can give you a list in your neighborhood. I believe it's set up so you can punch in what state you live, and then your local smoke shops that carry it will pop up. And if that doesn't happen, then they can always go to justgosuckit.com and place orders there.
And you're on all social media platforms at Go Suck It.
Yes, at Just
Go Suck It.
Just Go Suck It.
Just Go Suck It.
Just
I love
Go
that.
Suck
Who came up with the name? Was that you?
Yes.
Nice.
Yes, and there's a reason why. There was actually many names when I started this idea, and many different ideas on how to retrieve the oil. But I was really scared, actually. I'll be a little vulnerable right now. I was a little scared to be a 47-year-old woman, and I was a stay-at-home mom, and I love my wife of now 27 years, and we adopted an 8-year-old boy, now 8, right?
Yeah.
And I knew that if I started a company, that it would take my time and my energy, and I would miss out on a lot. And I thought it would be really selfish of me to do it.
Yeah.
And I struggled. And there was something behind me that kept pushing me, and I couldn't stop myself. And at the end of the day, being so kind and generous as a natural person, right, I thought, look at all of the people that you can help. Look at all of the people that you're going to save money for. And I know it kind of sounds stupid and blah, 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 but if you know me, you know, oh yeah, that's Charly. And at the end of the day, it's something that I can now bring back to my wife and my son, and they're proud of me. And although they miss me, you know, they're proud of me. And I'm proud to help all of these people. Every one of the people that I have on my client list, I'm very proud.
Yeah, and as you should be.
Thank you.
It's tough to build clientele in a heavy retail industry, especially in the cannabis industry. And
it's
you're
been a
doing
struggle.
You're doing a great job, and we appreciate
very
you
much.
100%.
I'm in Planet 13, baby!
There you go. That's
Oh
big.
my God,
Yeah.
I mean, that's huge.
Humongous.
Yes, that is
It's took
huge.
a year and a half.
People, when you're
It's a
out
year
there
and
now,
a
this
half.
is the big plug. If you're out there, and I know you're going to Planet 13 when you come to Vegas. If you smoke cannabis, guess where you're going?
Yeah,
So
Planet 13.
go there and pick up that Just Go Suck It, because guaranteed, I know you got some shit at home that you need to suck out of your
Save those
cartridges.
vape cards.
Yeah,
Right.
I still have some too.
Everybody
because
has
you don't want to get rid of them because it's painful to the heart financially.
Yep.
Yes. I used to think that it was a tax bracket thing, you know, that only us that struggle to pay our bills saved them. But for sure, that is not the case.
Nope.
In doing this in the last 2 years, I've seen everybody on different scales. Everyone has that little baggie. You know, see, there's that little baggie. And some people can even identify them. This one is blue ivy, this one is cherry red, you know. When you mix them all together, by the way, oh my gosh. Lab approved vape, right?
Right.
Because I'm not asking you to be a scientist here. You're not adding anything to it besides a little heat, right? And not a lot of heat. It's never going to burn. It's not going to change the lab approved quality that you'd spent all that money on. What you're going to do is you're going to take this and spit them in over and over and over again, and all of a sudden you have what I would call the kamikaze cart.
Yeah.
You know, the Just Go Suck It kamikaze cart. And soon there'll be a Just Go Suck It pen that you'll be able to put it onto that'll fit right here and help you as another area when you're doing your work zone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thought of it all. You
Yes.
just thought of it all.
Well, it's about giving the customers what they're paying for. There's no additional charge for giving the 2 extra needles and what I had to spend in the tooling charge to make the new foam and, you know, all of this stuff with the graphics. And I did all of that myself. Everything that you see, I did myself.
That's amazing. I love that. And that's the passion behind it.
Yeah.
So,
Thank you.
yeah, I know folks who want to do a couple things. Support and shop local. Support small business. Support women in cannabis.
Yes.
So do all the things. JustGoSuckIt.com.
Please.
And then everything, all social media platforms
Yes.
at Just Go Suck It.
I just go suck it.
Before we get you out of here, we have to know what you've been smoking on.
You know what? I'm a specials girl.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
I've gone all around town. I appreciate everybody. I like to support everybody in the business. So I go around and I've signed up for everybody's specials. And if I'm in the market that day and something comes across, I'll look at it. There's a couple of dispensaries out there that consistently have great prices for locals. And yeah, even with Planet 13 and Euphoria, to be able to give local discounts. It's a big deal.
Makes a big difference.
Again, it's about
huge.
saving money.
Yes.
Because you respect their time, you respect their dollar,
Yeah.
and you want them to come back.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, this is reusable. You could use everything in the Just Go Suck It kit over and over and over, year after year. It's a $125 investment. And think about all of the oil that you're going to pull out over and over again.
Yeah.
You know, so. And by the way, as far as cleaning tips are concerned, just the regular alcohol. Soak them in the alcohol. Although what I actually prefer, is, again, it gets back to the heat. You know, as long as you clean your rig, if you will, you clean your needle each time that you use it by going the extra mile, heating everything down, pushing all the reserve out, and then a little extra heat here, getting down the needle, then this thing, you're not going to have to use anything to clean it. It's going to work over and over again, because the next time you use it, you're going to apply a little bit of heat, the stuff in the needle is going to come out into the reserve cart, and then you start the whole process over again.
When you realize how much you save, you're not going to care about taking that extra step, because it's going to be worth it to do so.
Worth it, yeah.
Hey, let's not lie. It's a process.
Yeah.
You know, let's not lie. You know, it's a process. But just like people sometimes save coupons, or like me, that go to dispensaries that are having sales. You drive out of your way to save the money, because the dollar right now is really difficult to earn. Well, gosh, how much has things changed?
Oh my God, I can't.
I mean, I guess that's a whole other subject.
Oh my God, if I even go into, I went down that rabbit hole today for a very short moment about cryptocurrency, and I can't. NFTs, I can't do it.
Yeah.
I can't do it. But what did you end up picking up? You said you saved some dough. You picked up a little deal on your pre-rolls.
Yes, I'm not smoking anymore on film with you guys, because that's ridiculous already. So when this is all over, and thank you for your time, I appreciate it. JustGoSuckIt.com. If you didn't like it, you can just go suck it. That works. You know, we have swag too, by the way.
Hey.
We have T-shirts, and we have some really cool N95 masks that are labeled, and they say, "Yo, COVID, just go suck it." And of course, they're orange.
Yeah,
yes.
But the fact that you use the really good mask is great. Appreciate
Yes,
that.
of course.
What you been smoking on, Rocky?
I have been smoking on medicine, actually. They cut that special deal that came through, the 99 again, and I had to pick up.
See what I mean?
The flowers just wonder. Oh, I always shop deals.
Yeah.
I already knew what you were talking about, Charlie. Got you in the pocket there.
Right.
Jamal, how about yourself? What you been smoking on?
Last thing I got was orangutan titties from Connie.
Okay, I
Was
like
there
orangutan
Yeah,
titties.
it's pretty good.
Was there hair in it?
I got orangutan titties in the jar.
Just wondered.
I think that's what they wanted when they started calling those names and shit. That's hilarious.
By the way, speaking of medicines, I understand that they have a strain over there called Chloe.
Mm-hmm.
That everybody, even at Planet 13, just if you can get
It's
Chloe,
great.
get Chloe. Yeah.
It's a great strain.
Okay.
It really is. I highly recommend it. It's a very happy-go-lucky, move on the go type feel, but it's not anxiety ridden. It makes you actually happy. So
Ooh, actually, medicine. You carry Just Go Suck It as well.
Absolutely.
I apologize. I haven't been shouting you out.
But here we go. We got him.
All right, I'll
Medicine,
come
we
in
got
with some
you.
masks. I'll come in with masks soon.
Man, oh man. So we thank you folks for listening, as always. Happy New Year to you. Look at me. I even got too high. We are always at www.highbudtenders.com/podcast to listen to the podcast /shop to check out what we have online to purchase. We thank you for listening to the podcast. And as always, Happy New Year's. And say hi, Budtenders!
Bye, everybody. Thank you. Just go suck it. Thank you. Okay, now we can smoke some weed.
Oh, that was so much fun.
Yeah?
Fucking make it, I'm saying. I said I love my city, but I don't think you hear me though. I said I love my city.